Money, money, money. Everybody have problem. Please. The rich get rich and the poor get poor. No money, no business. Charlie.
Now we're gonna go a little bit more about growing up and on ends. How was that for you?
Yeah, growing up on ends was good, you know. Do you know back in the days, like in the 80s I was in Birmingham, in the 90s I was in London, in Brixton, and growing up was good. It was just adventurous. And I'm saying to you, we didn't have a lot of support growing up and certain and access to certain things, but we worked with what we had. I'm saying to you, and it taught us a lot of vital social skills growing up. I learned loads of stuff, like we learned to break our bike into pieces and then rebuild it back again. Yeah, so see those things at the time, you're not thinking about it. You're just thinking you just want to ride a bike. But see, when you get older, that taught vital skills. Yeah, I'm saying to you, so I'm still good with my hands and
some cultures know that from day dot.
That's what I'm trying to say.
They've been taught that from day dot, but we haven't. So, but we can, and that's what we will do because it's the reset thing. Yeah,
exactly. So
I get that.
Yeah, so we learned a lot of those things was key skills for me growing up and learning, and and even when I was like, we got into dealing drugs and all that stuff, and we was into like the whole street activities, that still taught me vital lessons. It taught me about how to handle money, structuring things, dealing with people. It taught me a lot of stuff. I'm saying to you, even though that was, it was a road we didn't really get that much success from, but it taught us vital things at the time.
Yeah, as a survivor, yeah. Because certain times I'm on a job and I tell man, bro, you can go out there and look at me, but you can't go in there and drill out the bathroom. You get me, bro? Send man in there and then man starts doing the work. But like I said, I get that, bruv. I get that. And then next thing I want to point on, using your hands is a good thing because I use my hands. I'm like qualified master plumber. Yeah, I've done a lot of buildings. You get me? So that was a good thing. So, who's your influences back then? Like, who's you look up to, and then who was the influences for you? Growing up.
Growing up on the streets. I was influenced by. At the time, I was influenced by. There was like different sections. When I was younger, I was influenced by a lot of the older Rasta kind of movement and the older heads preaching and stuff like that, and saying certain things and speaking about revolution and history and that. I was influenced heavily by them. And then when I was more into the streets as a young teenager, it was the older drug dealers and robbers, because them kind of people.
From just total switch.
Total switch, yeah, it's a total switch. So it's like, and it's mad because even though some of the Rastas and that was preaching and stuff, there was still things around. There was still like weed and machines, and there was guns and drugs, and there's still things around, but they were always righteous with it. And then the street one was a bit non-righteous. It was very just like survival of the fittest.
Yeah, no rules.
Yeah. I'm saying to you, so, but when you're younger, you look at the older guys, remember, they've got the cars, they've got the girls, they've got the trainers. Remember, when you're younger, like, small things matter, like trainers matter, like you've got the new Air Max on.
Torsions.
New Torsions, Adidas Torsion.
Remember them?
That's what I'm saying. So, to a little you, when you see a man with Adidas Torsions and he's got his roll-ups and he's got his chinos and chippies and...
you're bringing about memories.
That's what I'm saying. So that's a lot. So when you're growing up and you're seeing that, that's like a big influence for us. And you see the man in his little car, and that was a big thing. So that I was influenced by that on the streets, and just everyone that was doing well on the streets. I was influenced by those kind of guys.
Yeah. But so how did you turn all of that negative, like what you've gone through? Obviously, it's trauma. I've gone through some of the stuff that you've gone through, but how did you just turn that around into a positive now? Like, how have you changed that?
Do you know what it was? Yeah, there was a time when when you're on the streets, you're doing you just basically do street activities, and you're seeing the outcomes. Because one thing with me growing up, I wasn't dumb. I wasn't stupid. I had sense.
Yeah.
So we knew. Most of it was money driven. It wasn't that man that's out here evil and stupid.
Yeah.
So a lot of it's it's like we know that we want to have an outcome.
Yeah.
So when you start seeing that the outcomes of the place you're in at the time is not benefiting no one. I can see like saying, okay, you're selling drugs for this long, but you're going to jail for this long, and then you're coming out, you haven't got no money. So you know when the maths ain't mathing, you're doing a robbery, you're getting 5 grand, but you're getting 7 years. And if you had a job, a low-paying job that pays you, say, £900 or grand, you're still gonna make more money than the robbery in long term. Than after 5 years. After 5 years, you're gonna have much more money than 5 grand. Yeah. So you know when you start understanding the maths,
weighing it up,
it don't make sense. So I started understanding that, and that's what makes me, that little shift made my brain shift in thinking. So I started thinking, okay, this is not a good business plan. You understand? It's not. This is not. The outcome's not good. So that's what started making I started having a shift in a thought process. Okay, now once that shift comes in, it's now okay. The skills I've learned, how can I then apply those to something else? And that's where the big change happened for me.
Change off.
Yeah.
But it's always in our personality anyway. All of us have got it in us. You get me? For when we can do the road team, we can go in the work team. But certain people think going into the work team is being a little man or whatever.
Exactly.
But it's the best thing I ever done in my life. Trust me. I've got watches. I've got everything I need.
Even
everything
more.
I need.
That's what I say. And what's crazy? That's on the streets. We was brainwashed into thinking that having a business or work is your joke, man, or your unique, or and that conditioning was very dangerous because that influenced a lot of us. And I remember I see people working about I ain't working.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'll see a man in a van. I think I don't driving no van. Them times some of those guys are making like 100, 200 pound a day, 300 pound a day.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And
Nicky as well. Big up Nicky. Because Nicky, he's making mad. Yeah, them man there are grafters.
It's crazy.
Dean Rose as well. Them man there just work hard and do their thing. But I didn't even know they could make that much money.
That's what I'm saying to you. But a lot of us didn't know that. So when you see a guy, remember what happened? You see a guy with a van and coming back from a hard day's work and looking a bit scruffy, might have dirt on him or whatever. You think I ain't doing that. But not knowing that, do you know that this guy just made 300 quid. And he's going to make that every day.
Yeah.
And you're on the block trying to make 300 quid, but you're getting chased by police. There's snakes. You're making. There's loads of problems happening just to make that 300 quid, and you might not even make 300 quid. That person is guaranteed 300 quid.
That's what I'm trying to say to you.
You're not guaranteed 300 quid.
Part of my podcast is hard work pays off.
That's what I'm saying.
And we was talking about hard work. Imagine you putting in the hard work and it's paying off.
That's what I'm saying.
But then you put in hard work on the road and it doesn't pay off. So something like you said, it don't wait.
It's not the maths is not mathing.
It's not
So when I say to people, I say, well,
how can you go to work and win, but then if you on road you don't win? Like,
it's so mad.
And they must think we're crazy. I don't know. Are we dumb? Because if you don't click that in your head to say go to work, you're gonna win, and if you it don't weigh up, bro.
And you know what's crazy? I remember being on road and you hear people say they're not gonna get a job, and then they go to jail and get a cleaning job for £7 a week. I never understood that. I'll be like, wait there. So you're telling me you're gonna go to a prison and work for £7 a week, but you won't get a job out here that pays £1,000 a month.
Mad.
That is crazy. That math's not even mathing.
It's not even mathing.
So when I'm saying, so that means you're doing a 6-year sentence and you're gonna get £7 a week. By the time you come out, you probably made like £1,000 or something. That's crazy.
Yeah, but you're right though. It is crazy, and we have to work it out on the maths. The maths, something don't add up.
Something's not adding up.
And if it's not adding up, it's not adding up.
There you go.
Everyone's got to weigh up their issues. But what lesson learned and all of this? What would you say if you had to say a message out to people? The biggest lesson that you've learned out of all of this, and what if you just to give you a message out there to people? What would you say?
You know what a big message is for the peer pressure. Peer pressure is a big thing, especially on the streets and for the young people, because they see people with no money but look like they've got money. That's a dangerous thing, because what happens, everyone looks like they're making $1 million and you're there thinking, you're trying to make your little £100, £50 a day or £100 a day. You're thinking, I'm not going to get nowhere with this. Thinking that those other people are making £1,000 a day, and they're not. All they're doing is dressing the part.
Yes.
So that is very dangerous. I tell a lot of kids and young people, don't be fooled by that. A lot of people, just because they look rich, doesn't mean that they're rich or making any money.
100%.
So that's a big key thing. And the peer pressure side. And a lot of it is I told people, work on their gift. Whatever you're good with, if you're working with your hands, if you're good at like plumbing or electronics or painting or driving cars or delivering or you're a people's person, tap into that.
Yes.
And tap into that. And sometimes if you can't do your own business, go and put yourself in a company that's already established, work for them, learn the trade, learn what's going on, get some experience. While you're learning, you build your business at the side. You say, you know what? I'm going to build my business bit by bit while I'm learning with the professionals. And over the years, 5 years, now you're going to have the skills you need to take your business to another level.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I'm saying to you. And then once you're there, you can then employ someone that was just like you now and do the training and do the exact same thing. And that's a more progressive cycle. I'm saying to you. And that's why that's kind of things I speak to a lot of young people about. That's like a major thing.
Yeah, so... Yeah, JAJA, I know you for a long time, and obviously this podcast is a bit mad because I'm not winging it, but I've got my script or whatever, put you on. But obviously, me and you ain't had the proper chat like this.
Exactly.
And what your wavelength and from how I'm thinking, but I'm thinking exactly on the same level as you. And I'm older to you.
Yes.
And I've never told a man there to go out there and do anything. I've always told a man there to get their CSCS card.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you listening to me, JAJA? But I don't want to go and bragging like I'm better than them. I'm not. But that's what I've done. And I'm not knocking how I grew up because I'm glad I grew up because I can deal with the man them. I can get the man them off the road and try change a man them's life. So yeah, it's I'm glad you're on the show, brother. Because if you're thinking the same way if I'm thinking, something has to happen.
And it's good that because remember now, before we didn't have access to people like yourself, remember? So now it's good that young people can access someone like you. And you can give them training and support, and also you're relatable. So they can speak to you about certain things. So remember, when they go to certain organizations, corporate organizations, they still feel alien. Even though someone's training them, it feels like it's like you're with a school teacher. So you still feel a bit awkward. But when it's someone like you, you're more relatable. I'm saying to you, they can speak to you more.
100%. But what I'm doing as well, I'm training them up to be corporate. I'm training them up to be like that. I'm training them, I'm telling them not how to go on road, but we're meant to them as well. You teach them a trade, but then you're still saying your mindset, don't be funny, we have to get to work and work ready. And once we teach these guys the mindset that what we know now, because we've already been through the badness, and then now we can turn everything around, we can try and change something. We're not going to change everyone. You get me, bruv? Like, trust me, I've just brought myself out here online to just talk this thing, but it's something deep in my heart that I've been doing. I've trained up a lot of guys, you get me? And I know hard work pays off. I've got them actually from one stage to another stage. So, and they thank me, and it's mad, JAJA. You get me? But you're doing a lot of things as well, and you're sending the message out. So, what's your TikTok or how can people reach you?
No, I got them. So I got the Instagram. At JAJA PDC, and I got the TikTok's the same, and the YouTube JAJA Soze. They type in JAJA Soze everywhere. My thing pop up. So I'm
100%. I'll put that on my thing. You're gonna see it down on.
I'm accessible to all the things, and they can find me, and a lot of the work I'm doing now. We've got a company called Indigo Youth. Doing a lot of youth work with the young people, trading them up. Into like we do a lot of creativity stuff. So like whether it's documentaries, music videos, poetry, events, photography, clothing. We help them with all their stuff and help them get it from a basic level to a more professional level. So they can start monetizing from and making money for themselves, making a career for themselves and bring some income in.
100%.
So get them to that level. And then I got the Brixton Recording Studios also. That's more for commercial. We help the artists that are a bit more established to take it to the next level. To start also bringing in income, getting their stuff sorted out, their artist portfolios, their music videos, all their stuff. We get to another level. So that's kind of the stuff that I'm involved in. I'm writing another book right now as well. Yeah, I got 2 books out, got a third one on the way. So. That's kind of
what's
stuff
the name?
that I'm doing.
No name?
No name yet.
You don't want to say the name. That's cool. You don't want to let anyone know what's going on.
But the past ones, they can get the other one was Power of Love.
Okay.
Yeah, Power of Love. That's out now. You can go and get that at Amazon and all the bookstores and all that.
Okay. Cool, brother. But listen, thank you very much for tuning into the premieres. I've got premieres and then I've got modules.
Yeah.
So you're going to see the modules where I'm going through everyone who's been learning. They're the learning modules. But obviously I've got premieres.
Yeah.
People like you come on say the thing, because life-changing moves for me. You get me, brother? And work ready is what we're about right now. But thank you very much, JAJA, for coming come to the podcast. And tune into Wayne's Enterprise. Please subscribe. We've got a lot more coming through. Work ready every single time, everyone. So bless up.
The rich get rich.